Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most misunderstood topics in nutrition, fat. The truth is, all fats are not created equal. Some are essential for your health, and others, well, they can do more harm than good. Stick around until the end of the video. I'll give you real-world examples of both healthy and unhealthy fats, and I'll share practical tips for how to include more of the good stuff in your daily meals. So let's start with this. What exactly makes a fat healthy? Healthy fats contain essential fatty acids like omega-3s and omega-6s in proper balance, fats our bodies cannot make on their own. They also carry fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, which are critical for everything from immunity to hormone function. These are the fats found in wild-caught fish, pasture-raised eggs, grass-fed meats, and raw dairy. Now, on the flip side, unhealthy fats tend to be highly processed, inflammatory, and disrupt the natural balance of fatty acids in your body, especially the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. For example, industrially refined seed oils like soybean oil, corn oil, and canola oil are high in omega-6 linoleic acid and almost entirely devoid of omega-3s. This imbalance promotes inflammation, which has been linked to heart disease, obesity, and even cancer. Scientific reviews, like one published in Nutrients in 2016, clearly show that an increase in the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids increases the risk for obesity and related health issues like chronic inflammation and cardiovascular disease. And now let's clear up a big myth, that all saturated fat is unhealthy. This belief came from flawed observational studies, not from hard science. These studies showed a correlation between saturated fat intake and elevated LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol. But correlation doesn't equal causation, and they ignored a crucial detail. LDL particles come in different types. Saturated fat tends to raise the large, buoyant LDL particles, also known as pattern A, which are not associated with heart disease. The real problem is small, dense LDL particles, pattern B, which are typically raised by refined carbs and sugar, not saturated fat. Even the Nutrition Journal published a meta-analysis concluding that there's no clear evidence that replacing saturated fat with polyunsaturated fat does not reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. Now let's go one layer deeper. Not all saturated fats are the same. We have even-chain and odd-chain saturated fatty acids. Even-chain types like palmitic acid, which contains 16 carbon atoms and no double bonds, referred to in short as C16-0, and stearic acid or C18-0 are common, but odd-chain fats like pentadecanoic acid or C15-0 and heptadecanoic acid, C17-0, are gaining attention for their potential health benefits. Studies have found that higher blood levels of these odd-chain saturated fats are associated with lower risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Unfortunately, the current dietary guidelines don't distinguish between even-chain and odd-chain saturated fats. They recommend limiting all saturated fat to less than 10% of daily calories, without acknowledging the differences in metabolic effects. Okay, now here's what you've been waiting for. Real examples of healthy and unhealthy fats, plus tips to help you make better choices. Let's start with the healthy fats. First on the list is wild-caught salmon, rich in EPA and DHA, omega-3s. Next we have grass-fed beef and butter, containing beneficial odd-chain fats. Then there are pasture-raised eggs, a great source of omega-3s and choline. Avocados and olives are great sources of healthy monounsaturated fats. That brings us to raw dairy and ghee, which contain fat-soluble vitamins and conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA, a naturally occurring trans fat. Though unlike artificial trans fats, which are known to be harmful, CLA in moderation is often highlighted for supporting fat metabolism, reducing inflammation, and possibly improving heart health. Some studies suggest it may even aid in weight management by influencing how the body stores and burns fat, though research is ongoing to fully understand its role. Now on to some common fats that can be more harmful than good. Industrially refined seed oils like soybean, canola, and corn oil. These oils are marketed as healthy vegetable oils, but they contain omega-6s that can be pro-inflammatory when eaten in excess, which is easy to do because they're widely used in processed foods like bread, cereals, fast food, packaged snack foods, pasta, and pastries. Other unhealthy fats include unnatural trans fats, which are created in the partial hydrogenation process of seed oils. Fortunately, the FDA banned man-made trans fats in 2015, so they're one less dangerous fat we have to avoid. So what are some practical tips for incorporating healthy fats into your diet to help ensure optimal health? Number 1, choose whole, unprocessed fats from pasture-raised animals and wild-caught fish. 2, cook with stable fats like ghee, tallow, or lard, and avoid seed oils. 3, balance your omega-6 to omega-3 ratio by cutting back on processed foods and eating more fatty fish. Last but not least, don't fear saturated fat from quality sources. It's part of a healthy ancestral diet. So remember, not all fats are the same. When you choose the right ones, fat becomes a powerful tool for energy, hormone health, and even disease prevention. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, subscribe for more science-based health videos, and leave a comment telling me your favorite healthy fat source.